Welcome back. All Sports Western New York. Artie Baby Boo Boo in studio with us. Let's now change gears there, talk about the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
Who have won a game. They won a game.
In regulation.
Right.
I mean, they've won 2 games, but one was in the shootout, and Saturday against San Jose, 2-1. By golly, that is fantastic. They're starting to play better hockey, though, than they did in the first 6-7 games of the season, Bob. And as I said, I predicted that Ted Nolan is going to nurture these kids along so that they become productive players for the Buffalo Sabres. I think he's doing a good job. But, you know, we'll see what happens tonight because it's in Toronto. Tonto! And then
You've got a lot of fans up there.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, they used to rip into me because, you know me, I just told them, I said, I do not believe a city having more than 2 syllables. Like, you know, it's not Buffalo, it's Buffalo. That's 2 syllables, right? Then why should Toronto not be Tonto? Really? That's the way I feel. 2 syllables.
That's why they were ticked off.
That's why I never moved to Chattanooga. I couldn't make 2 syllables out of that. All right, and then tomorrow, it's the Boston Bruins. It's going to be interesting, you know. I think he's bringing them along very, very slowly. There's been a lot of problems. They still need to score some goals. You know, they've got to bury the chances and then stop this 30, 40, 45 shots on their own net. You know, now he's moving Foligno over to center to see how that's going to work out. You know, and Foligno's brother, Nick, really got hurt with Columbus, and he's out for a long time, so I feel badly for him. But we'll see what happens now.
What kind of position do you see Ted Nolan in as coach of this team this year?
I look at him as a teacher with the younger kids, really, because he's got a young group of players, and so his position primarily this year is to start the development process of nurturing these kids so that next season they can develop into good hockey players.
So do you think they'll keep him around next season?
Who?
Ted Nolan.
Oh, yeah, he's got a 3-year contract.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. I mean,
yeah, I know it doesn't mean anything to Pegula, but the fact is that you've got to give him the shot to develop his team the way he did the last time he was with Buffalo. That earned him Coach of the Year. So I think he's going to do a good job. He'll be back. I don't think fans would accept Murray parting company with Teddy.
What do you think? What about Reinhart? You think they're going to send him down to junior?
I think he's going to go back down to juniors. His 9 games is going to be up this week. Send him down and bring up Grigorenko from Rochester, really, because they need some offensive prowess.
Have you had a chance? Have you studied on the Harbor Center? Do you know what's going on down there?
I watched your interview with the head man of the Harbor
John
Center.
Como.
It was very impressive, and I learned a lot from that. And then I see the pictures of the papers that the crane is coming down, so I'm versed on coming down with the crane.
You know, you've got the value of experience. You've been around. You've seen things. You've been in major cities.
Yes.
Give me your take. I mean, you really I stop and wonder, why Buffalo? How did the Pegulas decide? And I understand he used to work in the area. He was a Sabre fan.
Yep.
This guy has invested more money personally than any one individual in the history of this region.
Well, I think Terry wants to show what can be done if you have the wherewithal and if you have the financial backing that he does with his wealth to do something for the city. And I liken what's happening with Buffalo to what happened in Cleveland a decade ago, when they opened up the flats and the downtown area became a viable place for people to visit, the 2 stadiums that they built.
Right,
So
but the community did that. I'm talking about one individual and his wife, Kim.
Yep.
I mean, we've got people in this community that have resources.
Right.
You know, the Jacobs family, the Rich family.
Hamester.
You know, the previously the Knox family.
Yep.
I wouldn't. Hamester has some wherewithal. He's not quite in their category. But none of them have invested that kind of money into this city.
Right. Pegula, for whatever reason, and I wish that he would open up. I wish he'd come on this show and have you ask the question, why are you doing this? And the only thing I can figure out is he probably sees something in Buffalo that the others didn't see. The possibility of what Buffalo can become and Western New York. And now he's putting his resources into it, and you can see the results. It's coming along very well. It might be ego. Say, I'm going to show my
In the interview
peers.
you mentioned with John Como, he did say that Terry Pegula makes decisions with his heart, not necessarily his head. And obviously he's not going to break even on the Bills. He's not going to break even on the Sabres. Eventually, whenever those teams are sold, the money will get back. You can't spend $1.4 billion on a football team and make $30 million a year and get your money back. It's impossible.
He'll never see it, and but I don't think he'll miss.
No, well, it's the evil F word, fracking, that got him there.
Yep.
And as I like to say, if neither team wins, that another F word will be.
Well, I think both teams have to start looking for next year. Really, Bob, for next year. I mean, everybody's excited about the Bills, but remember, at this stage of the game, what was it, in 2001 or so, they were 5-2 at the bye week, at the halfway point.
They've
and then
been in
lost
this position twice.
Right, and then lost 6 in a row. So.
All right, Art, we're running out of time, but I want the children to know, when they go to the Art Wander residence on Friday, what will Art Wander be giving out for treats?
We are loaded with good candy and goodies and good cheer and a good handshake and a good smile and a few card tricks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're not going to keep the lights off and the door locked like last year?
Like last year, yeah. The neighbors complained. They said you're saving on the electricity.
Art, it's always great having you on.
Well,
You're a member of the Buffalo Broadcast Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Have you been put in any other Hall of Fame since the last time you were on the show?
Nope.
No? Art's always a great guest. Artie, have a great Halloween.
Right.
We'll have you back next month.
Right.
And then the holiday will be Thanksgiving. It's funny how that works out.
Thanksgiving and then Christmas.
Right.
Etc. I gotta work on my act.
Okay. Art Wander, the Tiny Tot of the Kilowatt. We'll be back to wrap up All Sports Western New York right after this.